but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
It is now time for the live broadcast of the NAACP with Gwenette, Westbrooks, and Mr. Dumas.
And good evening, and welcome to another segment of the NAACP Truth Show. I'm Willie Dumas, your host. I'm glad you could join us this evening. Before we get into my special guest, we had some things that affected her arrival. The Twiggs County Sheriff Office says that a wreck near mile marker 22 has caused serious injuries, and a life flight helicopter landed to take the injured individuals to the hospital. My guest is caught up in that particular traffic. It says here that Interstate 16 West in Twiggs County is closed due to a wreck involving a semi-truck and other vehicles. In a Facebook post, the Twiggs County Sheriff Office said all westbound lanes are closed near mile marker 22. According to Chief Deputy Buddy Long, the crash included a semi-truck, a tow truck, and two passenger vehicles. It happened around 2:30 p.m. They said the accident caused serious injuries, and a life flight helicopter landed on the highway to take the patients for medical treatment. And so my guest will arrive. She indicated that the traffic had begun to move, but we'll kind of see if she's able to get here. Certainly hope that you're enjoying your day today. It's a very hot day today, about 93 degrees to be exact. And so if you're out there, make sure you keep it hydrated and those kinds of things. Well, we're down to the wire as far as our May 19th election, which will be on tomorrow. And so this will be the time when you'll have to go to your various precincts to cast your votes if you didn't cast your early vote. And so we're still urging people to exercise your right to vote. This is a very crucial election, of course, and we want to make sure that people are out voting. I'm going to give some changes that have happened to some of the precincts here. The Macon-Bibb County Board of Elections, which is located at 3661 Eisenhower Parkway, has given a list of 31 election days. And here we're giving the East Macon precincts where you can actually cast your vote. River Edge Behavior Health, located at 175 Emory Highway. The Boys and Girls Club, or King Danford Unit, located at 1301 Shirlington Drive. And also in East Macon, you have the Thompson Complex, located at 1210 Shirling Drive. It's located in the school's gymnasium. Also in the East Macon precinct, you have St. Paul AME Church. It'll be located in their fellowship hall at the church's rear. And another one is Swift Creek Baptist Church, Huff Daniel Fellowship Hall, located on the church left side, and that's at 4354 Jeffersonville Road. Godfrey Precinct, you have Dr. Robert J. Williams Complex at Ballard Hudson. That's located at 1780 Anthony Road. And also in the Godfrey precinct, you have Beulah Baptist Church, located in the Beulah Entertainment Center in the rear. And that's located at 1536 MLK Boulevard. Also in Godfrey, you have Beulah Bible Church, and it's located at 1010 Newburgh Avenue. And you'll be able to go in. It's located at the EDS Children and Youth Wing on the church right side. Also in that Godfrey precinct, you have Bruce Elementary School. It's located in the school's gymnasium on the front left, and they're located at 3660 Houston Avenue. And also you have Bloomfield Gilead Recreation Center, located in the building front library area. And that's located at 1931 Rocket Creek Road. Also, we have the Hazard Precinct, which includes Covenant Life Cathedral, which is located at 4543 Bloomfield Road. That's located in the church gymnasium on the church campus rear side. We also have Lake Wildwood Clubhouse. It's located in the west wing, right side of the clubhouse building. And next we have Middle Georgia State University, located in the Arts Complex building. And it's immediate to the right. That's located at 6611 Zebulon Road. And also you have Tabernacle Baptist Church Worship Center. That's also located at Zebulon Road at 6611. Also, we have the Howard Precincts, which covers Northway Church, which is located at 5915 Zebulon Road. And they'll be able to vote in the church foyer on the west wing next to the cathedral's coffee shop. Also included in Howard is the Howard Community Club, located in the building's main meeting area. And that's located at 5645 Forsyth Road. And next you'd have North Macon Presbyterian Church, located in the church west wing hallway. And that's at 5707 Riverly Drive there in Macon. And also in that precinct would include Thurn Urshery Park Recreation Center, located in the back room past the office and the gym area. And that's located at 815 North Macon Park. Also, you have Forest Hill Methodist Church, located in the Church Fellowship Hall in the church campus rear side. That's located at 432 Forest Hill Road. We have St. Francis Episcopal Church, which is located in the Church Fellowship Hall in the rear of the church. And let's see where the location is there. At St. Francis, that would be at 432 Forest Hill Road in Macon. And last but not least, you have Northside Christian Church, located in the Family Life Fellowship Hall, adjacent to the church left side, and that's located at 5024 Northside Drive, Macon, Georgia, 31210. And so these are the various areas there where you'll be able to cast your vote on tomorrow. The polls open at 7 and they close at 7 p.m. from 7 in the morning to 7 in the evening. And so this will be your last chance to vote. And we do hope you will take advantage of that to get out and cast your vote. On last week, we talked about some of the different questions that on the sample ballot. Make sure that you're familiarizing yourself with the ballot. Hopefully you got a chance to pick up a sample ballot from the Board of Elections, and you'll be able to familiarize yourself with the questions prior to going in, so that you won't be taking up a lot of unnecessary time to vote for your candidate. So it's down to the wire. We're yet trying to get our people out who have been registered. We're trying to get you to get out and cast your vote. Of course, with the Superior Court ruling that was taken some weeks ago, we know that it's important to vote and to do so. We have been set back about 60 years, if not more, as relates to the Voting Rights Act. And so we still have a lot of work to do, folks. We need to be out casting our vote. We need to encourage our young people to vote as well, because it's a right that you may not always have. And so we see how things are playing out, and so it's important. It's an important thing that we do get out and vote, because our lives can depend on it. There's some announcements I want to make as well. With the NAACP, we'll be sponsoring a trip to Mississippi, and I want to pull that up to give you some information on that. They will be, galvanizing and organizing a unit of people to go down to Mississippi and to show up and to protest what's been happening. If you haven't been paying attention, there's a lot that's been happening on the national stage, and so we have this best bus trip going to Mississippi. It's called the Fight Back Rally, rallying for voting rights, and this is going to take place on May 20th, 2026, from 12 p.m. At the Mississippi State Capitol, located at 400 High Street, Jackson, Mississippi. And there's going to, if people are interested in riding the bus, there's a contact. There's some contact information for that. They said seats are limited for this one. It's going to be a first come, first serve basis as far as being able to get on the bus. A little bit about the event. They're saying join the NAACP and community partners as we travel from Georgia to Jackson, Mississippi for the Mississippi Fight Back Rally for voting rights. As attacks on voting rights and fair representation continue across the South, we are organizing together to show that our communities will not be silent. And so if you want to be a part of that, the departure location will be the Georgia NAACP State Conference Office, which is located at 1691 Phoenix Boulevard, Atlanta, Georgia, 30349. The departure time will be 4 a.m. in the morning, and the return departure from Jackson will be 4 o'clock p.m. The return drop-off location will be the Georgia NAACP State Conference Office, which I gave that address is 1691 Phoenix Boulevard, Atlanta, Georgia, 30349. And that they should be returning for pickup at 9 p.m. And so if you'd like to go or you have some questions, you're asked to contact the executive director. And that number is 404-577-8977. Once again, that number is 404-577-8977. And of course, that's going to be May 20th from 12. They plan to be there at 12 p.m. at Mississippi State Capitol. And so you got to get up early to do so. But we encourage you to show your support and our voice. We have to fight back with our voice. We have to be vocal to let people know that we're not just going to stand idly by and watch our rights be taken away. If you have any questions about this particular event, you can give me a call here at the station at 478-250-1444. And if you have any comments, you can do the same at 478-250-1444. And we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear what your take is on the Supreme Court ruling. It's been a lot of talk about it on social media, and not just social media. We did a press conference this weekend on Friday. Mayor C. Jack Ellis called together a group of our civil rights supporters here in the Middle Georgia area, and we did a press conference there at the Rosa Jackson Park. We had a good turnout of cross-section of individuals, elected officials, as well as the NAACP. And so we're standing shoulder to shoulder to let this community know, and to let the state of Georgia know, and the country to know, that we will continue to fight for the rights of all people, as it relates to having the right to vote. And sometimes people say, well, I don't vote. I don't think my vote counts. Well, you can see from these measures that have taken place that if your vote didn't count, they wouldn't go to the extremes that they have to suppress your vote, and to take away, and to even change the districts to be favorable for certain candidates. And so these are crucial times we're living in, and we got to continue to do what we can. I see Commissioner Bryant says hello. Hello, Commissioner Bryant. Glad you could tune in. She was present as well, along with Commissioner Stewart and others who were in support of this this press conference that was held this past Friday. And so there's plenty of work to be done. I see Carrie Hatcher is also checking it in. I'd like to say good evening to you as well, and that we continue to fight and continue to push people to vote. Tomorrow will be the final time to get out for this May 19th Democratic Party primary. And so get out and do your part. Cast your votes. Hopefully the lines won't be as long, because we know it's been pretty hot today, and hopefully the weather will not be as hot, but hopefully it'll be fair on tomorrow, so that people won't have any excuse not to cast their votes, because this is such a crucial time. We're almost, crying out to people. You shouldn't have to beg people to vote. You should be able to see from your everyday life and the things you're affecting, gas prices, high food costs, all of those things. You need to go out and vote. And we're just pushing that because it's important. It's important to the community, the leadership that we get in the community. And, when you don't vote, you can't complain, because, you have to go along with what happens, what you get. There are 31 polling precincts, and so you don't have an excuse as far as not getting to a place to vote. So you do want to do that. I just got something from the NAACP that says across the South, lawmakers are moving to weaken our votes. Not on our watch. We're joining the Mississippi Fight Back rally for voting rights in Jackson, Mississippi. Will you be there? Bus seats are limited and almost gone, so you can reserve yours now. And they have an actual link that you can go to. It says that our state's primary election is tomorrow. Be sure to find voting resources you need to make your vote count. And, you can always check your status at my voter page. You can go there and make sure that you're voting in the right precinct, and that everything is like it should be. Because a lot of times, you have to challenge sometimes you have to challenge your information because it may not be correct. We had some issues in the past where people were going to a certain precinct and then they were turned around saying that they were in the wrong precinct. And so you've had ample time to get it together for tomorrow, between now and tomorrow, to check. Go to my voters page, mvp.sos.ga.gov, and make certain you can check your status as it relates to voting. So we hope you will do that. Good evening to Desmond Brown, who's running for water board. So we're glad you can tune into the show, and I'm sure he would emphasize as well as the other candidates the importance of getting out to vote. Hello, God Dad. Have a great day. That's from Amy. Thank you, Amy, for checking in. We love the support. We love our listening audience because we hope that we give you information that's vital to you to make good of the information that we give you, and that it's helpful to you as well. It says Desmond Brown says, please vote before and after the graduations tomorrow. Yeah, we have a number of graduations here in the city, but don't let that be a deterrent from you casting your vote in time, because you got up until 7. And so if you're in line at 7, then they have to let you vote. Okay. And so make certain that you're doing that. My guest for today was supposed to be Miss Monica Swain, who's going to talk to us about something all of us deal with, and that's sometimes anxiety, depression, and mental illness. Those are some things that have been taboo subjects for a long time, but now we're finding the importance of good mental health. It used to be a stigma. If you had a therapist, everybody thought, it was something that you didn't talk about. But mental health is something we all deal with. I myself have a therapist. I suffer with PTSD. I served in the armed forces in the United States Air Force, so I know the importance of that. And even just recently, my children's mother passed away this past week, and so you never know when you need, to talk to someone about various things that you may be facing. Grief is one of those things that we have to deal with in life, and so it's good to get the help that we need. Commissioner Bryant says Commissioner's budget meeting is tomorrow as well as 4 p.m. And so that's an important meeting. And so if you get out and vote early, then that shouldn't be a problem in attending that particular meeting, which would be very important. And so we have time. Like I said, the polling station's open at 7. And so if the lines aren't too long, it only takes a little time to go in and to cast your vote for your candidate. Your candidate, not my candidate, not someone else's candidate, but for your candidate that represents your values. You want to make sure you do that. Thank you, Commissioner Bryant, for condolences to my family. I appreciate that. These are tough times in dealing with death. I know on this past week, I had 3 family members to pass away in a couple of days. I attended a funeral on Friday, Saturday. I'll be attending a funeral on tomorrow and also on Saturday. So, as I mentioned, these are times when sometimes you have to talk to someone else to get help with grieving and depression, anxiety, and those kinds of things. So we were going to have Dr. Monica Swain on the show, which she does counseling, and to talk about some of the things that people are faced with during times of grief, and even during times of elections. Even dealing with these elections and voting, it can be a stressful time for many people. And so that's something all of us can always use a little help with. I was just reading an article today where a 6-year-old went in and murdered his teacher. Imagine that, the 6-year-old. And I believe the assistant principal is on trial simply because she did not adhere to some warnings that were possibly given as to this particular child having a gun at school. Violence, we see it every day, gun violence in this community and other communities. And so we know kids are getting out of school. We know the graduations are taking place. But during this time, kids have a lot of idle time. And so be mindful of that. Make sure that you are securing items, in your vehicles, and make sure you're locking your doors, when you leave your vehicle, and those kinds of things, so that you don't fall victim to not only theft, but also violence. And so we have to always be aware of these things occurring and the possibility of them occurring. So be safe out here. Also, on tomorrow, when you're going to vote, we know the temperatures were high today, and so you want to make sure you're hydrating. You may want to take you some, a water bottle with you in case the lines are long and you're out in the sun for a prolonged period of time, that you can hydrate. We want everybody to vote safely. We don't want anybody fainting or falling out or having a heat stroke, because that can happen. I got overheated some weeks ago and had heat exhaustion, and it's no fun having an IV, placed in you, to get you back to par. And so we have to be careful with these temperatures out here. But hopefully tomorrow we'll have good weather, and people will get out in large numbers. If you haven't already voted early, that the turnout will be good for voting. And so you don't have any excuses. We've been talking about voting for quite some time, and now it's time to put things into action, that we can go and vote for our candidate, and that we can also make a difference in our community by doing so. I still want to cover these last two questions that are on the ballot. This is for the Democratic Party primary nonpartisan general special election. On this ballot, the state Democratic Party questions. I wanted to cover those real quick. Should the state of Georgia raise the sales tax on everyday items like clothing, food, school supplies to pay for an income tax cut that would make millionaires and billionaires richer? So there's a yes or no to that. And so you vote your conscience. And the only way I could see you voting a certain way would be if you were a millionaire or billionaire. The second question here, it says, is it ethical for political candidates who have used their public office to enrich themselves and their families, or have had nearly $1 billion of business dealings with the state of Georgia to hold statewide office? And so that's another question that's on your ballot. If you are a Democrat, that would be on those two questions would be on your ballot. And I think a lot of controversy has come about from some of the questions and some of the candidates that are running in their positions on certain things. And so if you have strong feelings about some of those concerns, then of course you know how to vote on that. Well, I thank you for your time. I'm sorry our guest couldn't make it because of the accident on Highway 16 West. Hopefully that traffic is now moving smoothly, but we'll have her on the show sometimes later. I know also she has been dealing with grief as well. She lost her brother, and so we also send our condolences to Dr. Monica Swain as well. Just a lot of losses here lately. But once again, we want to thank you for being the best part of WDDO. Thank you for joining us. And we'll check you back in on next week. And so we'll see you at the polls on tomorrow. Have a great evening.
You have been listening to the live broadcast of the NAACP with Gwenette Westbrook and Mr. Dumas. Come join us next Monday at 4 o'clock p.m. on 980 WDDO.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the